doesn't matter. She still has to pay some type of
Right.
bills.
Is
somewhere.
your child provided for? And why does the system have to provide for your child?
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So if they're on food stamps, are you okay with that? You know what I mean? Are you gonna dish out your pocket? I hate when they say, oh well, you know, the mom won't let me see them. Parents have equal rights unless the court says different. So yeah, so show me in verse. Not what, you know, that whole, because they like say, oh, a marriage is seen as one man and one woman. Okay. But show me where it says homosexuality is a sin.
Yeah.
Show me one verse. I wish somebody would to shut me up. Just shut me up. You know what I mean? Because I be looking for it too.
Yeah.
So just shut me up. Show me one verse where it says that that's a sin. Or is it something we created as people?
That's a good way to look at
because,
it.
Interracial marriage was also illegal.
That's right.
You get me? So homosexuality, that was also illegal. You get what I'm saying? What is something else? Slavery was legal. You killing black people or migrants.
So it's twisted, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So just because it's human law, don't make it God law. You know, you might feel like this is polygamy. It's illegal.
Funny that you say that, because I was going to go there next.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, in other countries, men can have several wives.
Yep.
But in the Western world, only one wife.
And why is that? Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
I think it's a form of control, but I don't know.
Do you think men were designed to be with one woman?
No. I don't think men were designed to be with one woman, but I think a man, if he chooses to be with one woman, he can.
Yeah.
If that's what he wants. But if all men were not designed like that. That's how I wholeheartedly feel. It was in the Bible.
You think that's why a lot of men cheat? Because it's their nature.
Yeah.
And they gotta have more than one woman.
So let me ask you, if a woman doesn't have sex, the most that's gonna be bothered with us is our attitude, right? We're gonna have an attitude.
That's right.
But if a man don't have, they can get blue balls. Something physically can happen if they don't empty out that semen.
Yeah.
So they have to have sex. You get what I'm saying? We like it. It's okay. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We ain't gotta have it.
Right.
You know, maybe when we're young, I don't know. It's not, we don't care about it like they care. They have to. It's a physical condition that they.
See, I used to think it was just their desire, and they're just greedy, and their egos are attached to how many women they have and how much sex they have.
Yeah.
But I really think it's more of a human nature type thing.
I do agree. We're the only, well, I don't know about Asia, but we're one of the only countries that is illegal for. Not that it's shunned upon. You actually made it a law that you can only have one wife. Now, the thing with the one wife is you got to provide for them. So if you got multiple women, you're going to have to provide for them. Because what's the other point of you having multiple women? Just to have sex with them? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So you can have as many wives as you can support. You know what I mean? I always say, I think my soulmate is a sister wife. And I always say, you know, sometimes I just will want to call her and be like, girl, can you get him for the week? Can you just get him for the week? Let me get a break.
Yeah.
You know, and I think if more women were, because there's more women than men, I think more women were susceptible, they can get a good man. And it could be a whole thing. But they'll say, oh, I'm jealous, or I'm selfish. I'm too jealous for that. But those are negative traits. You're not supposed to be jealous.
But how does a woman accept her husband giving another woman the same thing he's giving her? Like, is that jealousy and ownership and possession taught? I mean, because if we grew up knowing that our husband can have 2 and 3 wives, I think we kind of would all just automatically be accepted, acceptive of that. But how do we handle something like that?
Yeah, and it's, you don't have to. You get what I'm saying? Not all people who can have multiple wives have multiple wives. So I think it's just, if it's going to be comfortable for you. Mm-hmm. Personally, for me, to me, because we are the helpmates, the woman is going to be my help. Like I said, can you get him for or like if my birthday's coming up, you know, she's going to be like, hey, let's do this for her birthday. Let's plan this out. She's going to plan it out, you know, and vice versa.
Yeah.
They can't. I ain't going to say they can't. It's hard for them to do it without a woman's guidance. Because then if they do it without a woman's guidance, they usually mess up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's beneficial for them. But then you got some polygamous relationship where this woman might feel like this is you're number 2 and I'm number 1. And it shouldn't be like that.
Yeah.
It's the country of Bailey.
Yeah.
So how can all of us come together to make the country of Bailey succeed, you know?
Yeah.
3 incomes is better than 1.
What if the roles were switched? Because I remember back in the day, like biblical times, some women had more than one husband.
Yep.
Do you think the man could handle that?
No. Some men. But it's that ego. That ego is not going, oh, this man over there messing with my girl, this man, because they're going to be thinking about, they're only going to think sexually.
Yeah.
They're not going to think of, oh, this man is providing for my woman. You know, oh, this man is taking her on a lavish trip. Their brain is only going to care about what they're doing sexually.
That's right.
You get what I'm saying?
Because ego and the sex and all that's tied together.
All tied together. And that's peace and pleasure. That's all you got to do to satisfy it.
Yeah.
Peace, they don't want you to talk a lot. They definitely don't want you to nag. And they want to have sex.
Yeah.
Like, they could deal with the cooking, they could deal with the cleaning, they could deal with all those things, but those 2 things, peace and pleasure, they can't die.
Yeah.
You got to give it to them. So when I'm addressing my husband about an issue, I can't come at him like aggressive because they don't hear that. They don't receive that well. I would say, if you're trying to get your point across, get quiet for a couple of days. Get quiet, don't nag. Don't even say nothing to them.
Yeah.
You ain't got to do it with an attitude. You walk around just normal. Just don't talk to the ass.
And then they'll know something's wrong.
Yeah.
They know it's coming.
Right.
But instead of the rah, 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 you just calm, and they don't really know how to handle you
Right.
because you're calm and talking.
So then they're going to be smelling their food because they think you're going to be poisoned. They're going to start doing the dishes because what is wrong with this woman?
Yeah.
It's like, they're going to get scared.
Yeah.
Because have we talked about that crash out? They don't know if that's going to come or, you know, she isn't really okay. But yeah, don't talk to them for a couple of days. Sure, they'll act right after that.
Okay, so we talked about marriage. We talked about the Bible and marriage. We talked about homosexuality. I want to talk to you about children and disciplining the children. How do you feel about that?
I don't know, because I'm struggling with that with my husband, because I got an 8-year-old boy, and I know my 8-year-old is going to be a teenager one day, so I need to let his daddy do his daddy thing. Now I don't believe in beating kids. That's not to say some of these kids don't need to get a beating. You get what I'm saying? But like, have you talked to them first? Have you told them right from? Are you leading by example? Because you could tell them not to do this, but if you're also doing it, they're going to see you doing it and they're going to want to do the same thing. So I would say it's one, how are the parents living their life? Not what they're saying, what are you showing your children? And then 2, do they have a behavioral issue? My brother had a behavioral issue. My parents tried to beat it at him. And I mean, they helped him. They did. They put him in therapy. He was in group homes. He was just a little bad child. But I don't think beating him
helped.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he would get a beating and come upstairs and start laughing. Here I am with my ears and my like this because he down there.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like thinking they trying to kill you and you up here laughing. No wonder you need to go back down.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's why I say it just depends. You know, I do feel like you should talk to your kids. I wouldn't call it gentle parenting. I would say communication.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So instead of getting on my son, I'm going to say, hey, listen, if you don't turn this light off, I'm going to just take the light bulb off. If you don't, keep your door open, I'm going to take the door off the hinges. I'm not going to sit here arguing with you. I'm not going to go back and forth. I'm not going to repeat myself. I'm just give those privileges that you got. I'm going to take them away from you.
Yeah. I think that has to start, though, from a baby. Yeah. You can't just come in the middle of, they've created this personality and they're just crashing out and just doing whatever. You can't just come in the middle of that and then say, I'm going to take things away, because I don't think they will receive that.
Yeah. Yeah. And so remember I said Gen X is responsible for Gen Z, because by the dates of Gen Z, my age group were in like their late teens. You get what I'm saying? So Gen X is still part of like the boomers traditions.
That's
a little
my
bit.
generation. Yes.
Yeah. So y'all, what, no gentle parenting?
No, no.
What, no gentle parenting?
Oh no, we spared the rod. Yes, we didn't spare the rod. Yeah.
Yes, but look at Gen Z.
Yeah.
But even with Gen Z, I know people give them a lot of, but they're gonna question. You get what I'm saying? And that's what we should have did. We just went off what they told us. We didn't question them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So Gen Z want to know when, what, and how. You get what I'm saying? And that's not nothing. You know, we could what?
You can ask questions why.
Yes,
like,
that was a cuss word.
Yeah.
When they used to give us them spit baths, we couldn't even make a face.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, because that would get you slapped.
Yes.
We got slapped for the smallest things. You get what I'm saying?
But do you think it was control? It was just learned behavior, just anger, and they didn't know how to manage their frustration, so they took it out on children?
Yeah, I think it was all of that. And I think the silent generation raised boomers to survive in that society that they were in. The boomers raised us to survive in the moments when, because my daddy still has a issue with race. You know what I mean? But because of his upbringing.
Because he was probably affected by it more than what you or I were.
Now, me, I went to a white school, predominantly white. White people never made me feel like that. They never, if anything, that's the party people.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? You bust me out to this predominantly white school. Now my black friends from the neighborhood, now we're all together.
Yeah.
That was like, and it was never about race from my age group. If you was cool and you were an a-hole, then we liked you.
That's right.
But if you was an a-hole, we did not like you. But not for boomers. You know, they seen race first and everything else came after that.
I believe a lot of it was based on their experiences, and you couldn't look people in the eyes, or you know, they belittled you and all that stuff. So they're just going by what they know.
Right.
Now I think they're seeing, some of them are seeing life differently.
Yeah.
I know my parents are. But what a sad time to grow up in.
Yeah, because they also didn't have social media. We're connected to each other around the world.
That's right.
Because of social media.
We are.
So we can see what's happening. Like the World Cup that just came.
Yes.
You know, they were over here thinking we were just going to shoot. They was going to die from our
Where did that
food.
come from?
That's what I'm saying. What are y'all? Well, they said their media is telling them that. So they would be scared to come to America. And that's just how it is. Each older generation goes based off their life experiences, teach it to their kids, and then each generation has their own opinion about life and then other people.
Yes.
And then it just trickles down.
Yes.
So now we've got to this, my son's 8, he's 8, that's Generation Alpha. Color they don't see.
Yeah.
It's
just people.
Yes, right. And that's a blessing, because there's prisons in all countries. There's crime in all cultures. It's not just one person. You know what I mean? So I'm glad that they're separating the negative from color. It's the person.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
It's the person.
It's the person.
Yeah.
So
what do you think a father's role that he plays in a child's life? What do you think cannot be replaced from a father?
Security, protection. We all feel safer with our dads.
That's right.
Yeah, they give us that comfort to know that they're gonna, you know, make sure that nothing happens to us. You know what I mean? They can be a little bit more aggressive, but I think they need that a little bit, because they're a little bit more aggressive with their boys, not necessarily girls, but with their girls, they need that daddy little girl.
Yeah.
They need to know that this is how a man is supposed to treat me. If you're not in your daughter's life, that's how she's going to deal with men. If you're not a good dad to your son, that's how he's going to be. So I personally think a father is more important than a mother.
That's what my son says all the time.
Yeah, I think because when he meets that woman who's usually his teacher or somebody, it's a woman. You get what I'm saying? So he's going to get that from a woman, a counselor, the nurse. You're going to get your experiences from those women. But you're not going to get all that from men, because not a lot of men are teachers or nurses.
Yeah.
You know? But I do think fathers are a little bit more. Mothers are important because we're the nurturers, but fathers, you have to be in that.
You have to be in that child's
life. And
life.
I can speak with experience for my daughter. You know, she started having daddy issues at 16. I called her daddy. You're the daddy, so you're the issue.
Yeah.
You go, you fix it. Because I did what I could do, but she has a problem with you, not with me. So I sent her down there for them 2 years, and he got her on the straight and narrow. Now their relationship became rocky, because now he's raising her. Now she's getting to see who he is.
Yeah.
I've been telling you, you know.
Every day is not a holiday. Now that you see the real him, you get to live in reality.
Exactly.
And so it's not all the flowers and the sunshine that you thought it was on the phone.
And see, her dad had an excuse. He was in the Navy. So I could never say that, oh, your dad just don't want to be here.
Yeah.
Your dad don't want. Your
He
dad
had a
is,
reason.
Yes.
Yeah.
He is trying to make a career for himself, so you could be stable too.
That's right.
So I couldn't even say it was he just didn't want to be there. He was on the ship most of the time. However, you still got a daughter, and she still needs you. And now it's playing out in her teenage years. But when I sent her there, and he sent her back when she's straight and narrow. Listen, ain't got no problems with this child.
Yeah.
So just in them 2 years, I've been watching her 15. Just in the 2 years, he got her together.
Wow.
You know? Now, with my influence, but he got her where she needed to be.
Yeah.
So
yeah, my son did the same thing with his oldest son. He turned him around, and he's now in the Navy, and he's doing really good.
Doing good, yeah. Fathers are important.
Yeah.
They don't think they are.
Well, that leads to the next subject. Why are so many men leaving their children behind and for women to raise them, and they think nothing's going on? Like you see a lot of our men in prison or just deadbeat fathers.
Yeah.
And it's not, like you said earlier, it's not always about money. It's that time, that presence.
Yep.
They need that structure from that man. And I'm not talking about a man who's in the streets and trying to get their children to live that street life, because we all know that leads down two roads, either death or jail.
Mm-hmm.
What would you say to a absent father?
It just depends on why they're absent. Because if you're absent because you are in the streets, you need to stay absent. You get what I'm saying? If you're not gonna bring any benefits to your child and help them become a better adult and better than you are, then you need to stay absent. But if you can't provide financially, can you watch your child while the mother goes to work? You get what I'm saying? So you just leaving is not helpful.
Yeah.
Or they'll say, oh, well, I'm not paying child support because the mother won't let me see them. Are you the daddy?
What's that got to do with the child's welfare? The child still needs to eat.
Exactly.
They need a place to stay. And that just gets on my nerves.
Yeah, me too.
When men think that they give you child support and they think the only thing you're supposed to be doing with that money is buying the child clothes.
Right.
A child doesn't need clothes every single month.
Where they gonna sleep at?
Right. They need air, heat, water.
Lights,
and then they say,
water.
well, they're on the system. It doesn't matter. She still has to pay some type of bills.
Is your child provided for? And why does the system have to provide for your child?
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So if they're on food stamps, are you okay with that? You know what I mean? Are you gonna dish out your pocket? I hate when they say, oh well, the mom won't let me see them. Parents have equal rights unless the court says differently. So the mom not letting you see them, or you just not going to go see them.
Right. Because if you wanted to see them, you'd take them to court or whatever to get access to your child.
I never met a mom that would say, oh, I went a whole year without seeing my child because the daddy went.
Yes.
Listen, turn out. Even if a judge told me that, I'm not listening to that. It's my child.
Yeah.
And that's how men should be, but they're not, because they need a helpmate. Now, usually when they get a woman in their life, they say, hey, you need to go get your child. Like my mama. Now, my daddy loved his kids, but he wouldn't have been able to take care of them by himself without my mama.
Yeah.
My daughter's father, he wouldn't have been able to take care of my daughter without his wife. You get what I'm saying? So there is a helpmate involved.
Yeah.
But that's why I said I'm appreciative to that, because I know I can send her down there and she's going to be taken care of, whether it's from her or
from him.
Right.
It's going to happen.
Right.
Yeah.
She's not going to want for nothing.
Yeah, because I don't think my son could have done it without his wife too, because he's a long distance truck driver. So he wasn't there the time that she was there. So she stood in and was helping. Yeah.
Yeah, my dad too. Like when he moved to Charlotte from South Carolina, 4 of his kids came with him. My mom only had 1. She left hers back there because he was raised by her mom. And she raised his kids.
Yeah.
Literally raised.
Yeah.
Which is why I could never be a stepmom.
Yeah.
Shout out to her. I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
Because then they get kids. So now you're step grandma, but they don't see you as step grandma. They see you as grandma. Now she has custody of my great niece, her great granddaughter, and she's taking care of her.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of kids.
Okay, I've got some rapid fire questions.
Oh, no.
These are gonna be quick. Leadership or control?
Leadership.
Respect or love? Which one is more misunderstood?
Love.
What's misunderstood about love?
Just because you love me don't mean you got to be with me. Sometimes you love me and let me go because you know you can't be what I need.
Yes.
But you're holding on to me because you love me, but you're hurting me. You're breaking me down. You know what I mean? That's not love. It might be love for you, But if you respect me, you would never do that to me.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? You would never talk to me a certain way. You would never treat me a certain way. That's respect. So I can learn to love you if you respect me. But you can't do these things just because you like, well, I love her, Your Honor. Oh, I love her, you know. Okay, but you cheating on
Yeah.
me
So
every
so
day.
some things,
Yes.
and I believe that people can love you and still cheat,
Yes.
but it's not the love that you need.
Right.
If I'm the type of person who needs one person, one man, and I believe in just
Monogamy,
monogamy. I need you to give me what I'm going to give
Exactly.
you, and not expose me to other people.
And if you can't do that, tell me.
Tell me and let me make that choice. Don't lie to me and pretend that everything is good.
Right.
But you got a whole nother life.
Right.
No, let me make that decision.
Right.
If I want to deal with you, fine. But at least I know what I'm dealing with.
Yeah. Because, you know, with men, that physical thing is just a physical thing. It don't mean they have to love the woman. But, you know, if you respect me, you wouldn't ever did it.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So.
Do you think men, well, I think a lot of men fall in love with where they are because it's convenient. I don't think they really fall in love for the real reason.
Yeah.
I think that whatever's convenient, whatever works for them at that time. And maybe women put more into love than what men do.
Yeah,
but
I think that's what it is.
Yeah.
Because we think about our wedding.
Yeah.
we have kids' names from time we're teenagers.
Yes,
You get what I'm saying?
yes.
Men are not thinking about that. You know what I mean? They weren't programmed to think like that. Like my wedding day, I planned all of it. I just asked him to show up on time and not be drunk. That was it. He was barely able. He did one out of the two.
Yeah. One myth about masculinity.
Myth. So it's like not real?
Yeah, a myth.
That's a good question. One myth about masculinity. I don't know. I think anybody can be masculine, right? I don't know. You don't have to be aggressive to be masculine.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? I feel like sometimes people feel like, and I'm going to tell you what to do. I'm going to come in like a macho man.
Yeah.
And that's what makes me, the man. But no.
Yeah.
That's not masculine. Masculinity is how you lead your family, how you take care. Judge Starr says a man doesn't demand respect. He commands respect.
That's
by
right.
the way he walk in a room, how he talk to people. Because I'm a little masculine too.
Well, I think we all are at some, because you have to be.
Yeah.
At some point.
And I tell my husband all the time, I think it's my fault because I wasn't that damsel in distress. So he has treated me like I'm not the damsel in distress. But sometimes I want to be in distress. Yes, I want to be like a lady, and I want you to like feel like you need to protect me. Even though I don't like need it, you know what I mean?
I don't know not one woman who wants to be rah-rah and masculine and
yeah.
Well, I do know a few, but the majority of women, we want to be in our little girl
softer era.
Yeah, in our soft girl era, but we need that man to put us there.
Yeah, we're never gonna get it.
Yeah, I know.
We're never gonna get it. It's wishful thing. And like I said, they work. God did not design them. He designed us to be nurtured. That's why we are the way we are. That's why we're emotional, because we were designed to be their yin to their yang. You get what I'm saying? So they are straightforward creatures. This is who I am. And we are like, well, can you be a little different? Which is why I say you have to, with women, we compromise on something. They usually get the total package with us, because when we're in love,
we give them everything.
Oh my God,
we give them everything.
Off. Yeah. It's all about how we're going to make you happy, because we're so in love. They don't do that. They can't do that. You get what I'm saying?
But they get smothered when we're in love, because we want to give them every bit of love.
Yeah.
You know, they want it whenever they're first trying to get you, and you know, you're kind of holding back, and you don't really want to give them everything.
They like to chase.
Yeah, but then as soon as you give it to them, they're like, okay, you're smothering.
Yep.
Like, what is that about?
Yeah. And it's their inability to think logically.
Yeah. All right, I got a closing question. If every husband and wife lived out the biblical roles exactly as God intended, not culture, but as God intended, as the scripture says, how do you think families would look like today?
I think it would look like how the silent generation was, when the men go to work and then the woman stay at home with the kids. And we didn't mind that. It's the fact that it was illegal for us to go to work. It was the fact that it was illegal to have a bank account. So even if we wanted to do those things, we couldn't do it because we were women. So we weren't fighting to not be that woman, that hedge of protection, and you be the provider and you go work. We weren't fighting for that. We were fighting to y'all not tell us what to do. You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
So if we want to go work, we should be able to go work. If we want to open up our own bank account, we should be able to open up our bank account. And I think they got that confused.
Because that didn't mean we didn't want a man.
Right.
We just wanted a little bit of freedom and a little bit of, I don't know, pride in ourselves.
What you mean we can't have this?
Yeah,
you know
like, what's that about?
Yes.
It was so controlling. And it's like you didn't have your own voice and your own self.
Right. And because it was illegal and the men knew that, they used that as a form of control.
So too.
So they would go out, spend the money how they wanted to spend the money, tell them you can't do this, you're my wife. They would go get drunk, come home and beat their wife.
Yeah.
These is all facts. You
Yeah.
get what I'm saying? We'll come home and beat their wife. Their wife can't call the police because domestic violence wasn't even illegal.
Yeah.
It was legal for you to do that. So I always go back to slavery. When the white man would go sleep with a slave, and they would think they were less than a man, or less than a person. This is like less than a dog, you know? But you would go sleep with them, with your prized possession. And then you would go in to your wife, beat her because you drunk, and rape her. Because who's she supposed to tell?
Mm-hmm.
She can't even call her daddy because her daddy going to tell her the same thing, but that's your husband.
Yeah.
You know? So I think that was the issue. Men recognize it as, oh, they want to be independent. We want a little bit of independence. Like, why do you want a grown woman to depend on you for the rest of her life?
But what if something happens to him and he dies?
Right.
She's left not knowing anything.
Yep.
I would think a man would want a woman that kind of knows how to do a little something.
Right. Yep. They should.
Yeah.
And then once we got those freedoms, look at how far everybody has come.
Yes.
We've advanced in so many things because women are now allowed to be politicians. Women are now allowed to be in the workforce. When you got a male predominantly company, a lot of times there is a woman that's running the whole company because we are the helpmate. Yeah. And we don't mind being the helpmate. Do you mind being a helpmate?
I want to be a helpmate.
Yes, I don't mind it.
I want to be a helpmate. I want to go to my husband and say, hey, what do you think about this? Not him come. I mean, fine if he wants to ask me certain things, but I don't want to be the one that's always got to lead all the time.
Right. At all. I don't want to lead at all. I don't want to. I mean, I want to work, but I don't want to be required to work. You know what I mean? And my husband doesn't require me to work. He just, but some men like, oh, no, you're not going to work. Mm-hmm. I'm going to take care of you. Yeah. You know what I mean? We have separate bank accounts, So whatever works for that marriage. I just think that men have to, one, understand that their ego runs their thought process. And then two, that you have to understand we want to help you. We're literally here to help you.
We're on the same team.
Same team.
We're not trying to work against you.
Right. We just said when we fell in love. We do everything we can to make you happy. That is our goal. Yeah. You know what I mean? Even to this day, I've been with my husband 9 years. My goal is I wake up and say, well, let me call him and see, because I know he wants to talk to me. He's not an emotional person. He don't sit around and talk about him, but I have no idea. Yeah. I have no idea how he feels on a regular day. But I know he don't want me to nag. I know he want me to, he don't even care about the cooking and cleaning either, But he just want peace. Yeah. Peace and pleasure. Yeah. That's literally it.
I said I had one last question, but I promise this is the last question. So to the men that say the women nagging and all that stuff, a lot of the men are cheaters or they drinkers or... Yep. And they don't want the women to say anything. Right. But how can a woman not say something when the man is not in the position that he needs to be?
Yeah, that woman don't need to be with that man then. He's going to have to work on himself.
Yeah.
Because you can't marry potential. Or you can't marry the man you want him to be. You have to get the man who he is.
There you go, yes.
And if he wants to change, he will change.
Yeah.
But he's not going to change because you told him to.
Yeah.
He's not going to change because, hey, this is bothering me. Because I don't know if they are capable of doing that.
So many people's like, he's a good man. You should he might be a good man for you. Right. But I need somebody that's kind of like the same things I like,
Yeah.
on the same kind of
Mm-hmm.
wavelength
Right. We gotta be
financially and
compatible.
stuff. Yeah,
Right.
because I like to go places and I like nice things.
Yep.
And if you can't provide that, and if I'm the one that's always going to be
Yep.
providing, then there's going to be a problem.
All women are expensive. You just find one within your budget. And expensive don't necessarily mean hair and nails.
That's right.
But I do want to go on a trip
Yeah.
every once in a while.
Yes.
Like I said, I do want stability. I want to go on a date every once in a while.
Yes.
Some women want to go on a date every weekend. You know, some women want you to buy them a Coach bag and a Louis Vuitton bag. I don't have nothing name brand.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? This is the only piece of jewelry I wear.
Yeah.
So I'm not expensive in that way, but you have to have some money with me.
Right.
I can't deal with somebody who don't have no money. Like, not even you working towards getting money, because if you're working towards getting the money, I mean, you don't need to be in a relationship.
That's right. You need to be concentrating on the
you.
finances.
Yeah. You work on getting yourself together, and then you find you a woman, because that's what we're going to require. We're going to require you to be a man. And we're not telling you what a man is. We're telling you how a woman feels about a man. So it's up to you to take this.
That's a good way to talk.
Yeah. It's up to you to take these, I ain't going to say opinions or facts, you know, what I'm saying, and implement it in your life. And when you do implement it into your life, you'll notice a difference, because we are nurturers.
Yeah.
By design.
Yeah.
Y'all are providers by design. So you get what you want, she get what she wants. It's communication.
And the goal is to keep your woman in her soft girl era,
yes,
and everything else will fall into
place. We
place.
all want to be in a soft girl. I promise. We don't want to bleed. We don't want to be the man in the house. It drives us crazy. Yeah. Make my stomach hurt thinking about it.
Well, thank you so much for talking to me.
You are welcome.
It was interesting.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know,
I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
Yes. It'll be a good one.
We might have to do it again with another topic at some point. But thank you so much.
You are welcome. That was a good conversation.